I felt that.
So when you get to the scene, and regardless if it's AMP or Kai, and kind of just I guess the technicality aspect of it, as a cameraman, what's the first thing you're kind of looking for? What's almost like the checklist of things that kind of prep yourself with, kind of give people out there who are inspiring cameramen for some YouTubers some help on what to kind of anticipate, what to look for, how to prepare yourself to make shoot a really good YouTube video.
As for Kai's videos, his videos are pretty simple in the way that like we record them. So it's literally just make sure we have a battery, make sure we have a memory card, make sure the mic is working, run an audio test, and that's it. We get to shooting. Okay, it's literally that quick. AMP videos are a little bit more like I guess sophisticated, right? Yeah. Or like what's a better word for that? Complex. Complex. There you go. Yeah. But it's kind of the same thing, just at a bigger scale. So it's like making sure 3 cameras have batteries, making sure 3 cameras have SD cards, making sure 3 cameras have good mics, making sure the lenses are clean. Because sometimes you'll watch back the footage and you see something floating in the air that's like stuck on the lens. It's like, damn, I wish I would have cleaned it. True. So, things like that. It's nothing. I don't think it's anything crazy. It's just making sure things come out correctly by doing those things.
No, like prepping the scene, making sure like this is the angle that we need to get for like this camera or anything like that.
If we're doing something sitting down, I try to just set up visually before I set up the camera, just because 99% of the time, what I see is not what the camera sees, but I have an eye for just being able to be like, all right, this is where this should go, and then I can figure out how it is going to be on the camera. Yeah. For example, when we did the camping video, I could literally walk with the camera like this, but I know the camera so well that I know it's going to be capturing whoever's right there. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. So it's just things like that. It's just practice.
I was that sounds like a lot of experience. Like similar to like when you drive in a car, you don't really know like how wide the nose is of the car until you kind of get in and drive and stuff like that. And I try to tell people all the time, like a lot of stuff on YouTube, it is just really just experience. Well, really in life, but in terms of YouTube, especially because it's such a new form of content and everybody's consistently pushing it. A lot of times it is just experience, trial and error. If you fail, understand why you failed and make sure that doesn't happen again. So yeah, I agree with that. A lot of times it's just simply experience. That's all it really is. Yeah. As you're shooting, anything else you probably look for in terms of like, again, just on the technical aspect of it? Because a lot of people, obviously Agent knows what he knows about cameras and stuff like that, but just any type of advice that you can kind of give people and lend them a helping hand, something that you probably didn't know about until like you fucked up like 3 or 4 different times.
White balance and like ISO. So like sometimes like people just turn on the camera and like it'll be very dark or it'll be very bright. They won't know how to fix it, like adjust it. Just if it's too dark, boost up your ISO. If it's too bright, lower it. Like that'll go a long way. Opposed to just like letting it be extremely white or extremely dark.
What if that's the dark? If it's more moody, if that's like the type of vibe you're going for.
So then there's a bunch of different things where like you would have like backlights and stuff like that to like add that. Yeah. But typically like your subject should always be clear, and then lights. Lights is a very, very important thing with camera. Like you could have a really bad camera and extremely good lighting setup, and it'll look amazing.
My setup at the AMP crib right now, people think it's like the camera. Like, this camera looks crazy. I see like lots of comments saying this camera looks crazy. The lights.
The lights.
Literally the same camera from the other house.
Yep. Yeah.
Same camera.
Yeah.
So
lighting goes a long way.
The lighting saves it, high key, low key. It adds a whole aesthetic and a vibe to it that the camera just can't do on its own. But yeah, there's only like 5 things you ever need to know on a camera. There's shutter speed, aperture, the ISO.
Correct.
Like your lens width.
Yep.
And then like the format you're shooting in. The rest of it is like largely irrelevant.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, and it takes like, I swear it would take you like 10 minutes to watch a video to learn all those things. Yeah. And then a week of practicing outside for you to get the hang of it. And you will literally have everything you need to know. And then in terms of like photography and videography, even on my videos, even when I'm shooting my vlogs, like if you watch that car vlog that you helped me shoot B-roll for, even when I whip it to the person driving, I'm thinking rule of thirds, leading lines. I don't follow it all the time because it's not possible. But when I can, I'm like, boom, I'm trying to like land it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it just makes the video more appealing to watch.
Okay, if you how about this? I think it's probably a better way to put it. If you had $3,000 and you're trying to like just start doing YouTube, how would you spend the money in terms of like the body of the camera, the lens, lighting, like how would the microphone, like how do you believe you should spend that?
That's a really good question. If you're just starting YouTube, I wouldn't recommend getting a A7 III if you're starting off, just because the body alone is $2,000.
And you don't have to be specific with a number. Like I'll spend 20%.
Damn near, yeah.
You get it. You can get used for way cheaper.
You get it used for way cheaper, but people tend to not get things used.
That's why I come in. You know what I'm saying?
That's where you snag the good prices.
Yes,
yeah. But starting kit, I could give you prices. Like it's crazy.
All right, if you got the price on top of your head,
I have a Best Buy in my head. It's insane.
Okay, all right.
But you can get. I would suggest Canon M50 with a kit lens goes for like $699, which is amazing. That's like the best camera you can get.
So $3,000 on or $3,000.
So $3,000. This is the setup I'm giving you. Canon M50, Rode video mic. The small one is like $60. If you like I would use a tripod. So Joby 3K tripod with there's a what's it called? Dang it, the SanDisk Extreme Pro.
Them shits is cheap, bro.
Yeah, it's like $30 for like a really good one.
Yeah.
I would get that and then just spend your money on like a $100 tripod and then get like a $300 light and you'll be set.
So that sound like that's so closer to $2,000 than it is $3,000.
Not even. That's probably like close. Yeah, probably like $2,000 and you save a bunch of money.
Okay.
And then if you really, really, really like do what you do, then you can upgrade your camera and everything else you buy you can just keep.
Okay, so I was about to say, I was going to ask that. If you already have a kind of a basic $1,000, $2,000 setup, what would you suggest upgrading?
That's when you go to A7 III.
Okay.
Yeah, that's when you get.
Once you do that, you go A7S III.
Yes.
So, but I mean, what about the lenses and stuff like that?
So, starting off, I would just keep the kit lens because, like, if you're not gonna take YouTube seriously, it's like why buy a bunch of stuff that you're not gonna use. So that's why the $600 option is way better. You just get that. If you really like it, then you just buy the A7 III, and then you're good. You know. And then for a lens for A7 III, on my A7 III, I have $800 lens, and it works amazing. Amazing, I love it.
You with Sony or Canon?
Sony. I mean, I started off with Canon. Believe it or not, I was a Canon shooter.
I know, I see.
Love the colors in Canon, man.
Every time I see your Canon, I'm like, damn, I wish it was a Sony.
Yeah. Hey, I love Canon too. I'm not gonna lie. I don't have a side yet.
Okay.
Yeah,
but I have Sony cameras now.
Yeah, okay. Because niggas on YouTube, they like, they die by one or the other.
Nah, I don't have a preference yet.
I don't see big Canon shooters, bro. Most of the people I know all rock Sony.
Yeah, Sony is taking over the YouTube game. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, like easily.